than ever. Talk to us about the candidate and the policies that resonate with this community.
Well, I think this community is looking for practical, problem-solving leaders, people who put ideology aside, at the same time are principled about making sure that everyone can enjoy the American dream, as long as they work hard, play by the rules, and try to help their community and country at the same time.
Right. Now, the election is a close call. The Indian American community is one of the most politically active communities in the country as of now. Talk to us about how does the Indian American vote really count, especially in the swing states?
Well, in some of these swing states, whether it's Michigan, whether it's North Carolina, whether it's Pennsylvania and others, Indian Americans are now in the tens, if not hundreds of thousands of voters. And as you know, the margin in each of these states was significantly smaller than that. So arguably, the Indian American vote has a chance to tip the election in each of these states and collectively for the country, so long as Indian Americans vote.
Right. Now, traditionally, the Indian Americans have always voted Democrats, but there are some recent surveys that suggest that there is an uptick in the Indian Americans who support the Republicans and particularly Donald Trump. What is your words to these Indian Americans who stand there, by the fence, who still are undecided?
Well, look, I think that it's only natural that for a community as large as Indian Americans, which now number more than 5 million people in America, that there's going to be diversity of opinions with regard to who they support. And I think that's all well and good. All that being said, I still think that Indian Americans believe in a few things that unify us as a community, and I think that they should, hold their elected officials accountable for fulfilling that kind of unified agenda. So, for instance, we believe in a legal immigration system. We have to look for elected officials who support reforms to the legal immigration system. We believe in public education. Most of us are products of public education, which is the gateway to the American dream. Again, I think we want our elected officials to support public schools. And then third, we also believe in entrepreneurship and small businesses, innovation. We want to make sure that this country remains a place where entrepreneurs and innovators can start their business, succeed, and give back to their communities. So those are some of the principles that I think Indian Americans broadly share in common. And I hope that they hold their elected officials accountable for upholding those principles.
Well, what hope do you really see in Vice President Kamala Harris, come 5th November, turning into the president of this country?
I think that it's going to be an extremely close election. I think that she's going to ultimately prevail. But as you know, we're going to be looking at 6 or 7 states very closely on election night. Some of those results may not roll in entirely on election night. So we're also going to have to be patient as votes get counted. Remember, the last time in 2020, it took a week or so for more clarity with regard to each state. And so, again, we just have to counsel patience.
Right. What is your final word on this election, and what does this really mean for the the U.S.-India relationship? Considering India holds that bipartisan support when it comes to foreign policy towards India.
Well, look, with regard to the election, there's an old saying in Washington, D.C., if you don't have a seat at the table, you're on the menu. And the best way to pull up your proverbial seat to the table is to make sure you vote. So to all of our, listeners and viewers on your channel, please vote if you're eligible to vote. And that's very important. With regard to India, I believe that regardless of who is elected president, the relationship with India is growing stronger. It's covering more subjects. It's growing deeper. I think it's going to go to higher heights over time. And I think Kamala Harris, as the first Desi president of the United States, would, I think, help to strengthen those bonds because she's visited India so many times as a child and a young adult, given that her mom came from India and, of course, instilled those values that are near and dear to Desis in her daughters, namely Kamala and her sister. So I'm really excited about that too.
All right. On that note, thank you so much for talking to us, Congressman. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. And to all of your viewers who are celebrating, happy Diwali to everybody. I think that as we celebrate this season, we're going into a new festival, and that's called the election. The election festival is starting next Tuesday. So let's celebrate that too.
All right.
Thank you.